Hey everyone, welcome to April's Buy It Now sale. I stopped calling it an auction because I rarely sell anything at the auction price. Everything seems to go for the Buy It Now price and seems to go relatively quickly. So that's what it's going to be, the Buy It Now sale. Normally I pick out 5 items from my box. This week I picked out a bonus item, so I have a total of 6 items. What you are going to do is, when you see an item, if you want it for the Buy It Now price, leave a comment. Put BIN, Buy It Now, and the item number. If you are the first person to comment that, you're going to get that item for that price. I will reply to you and I will let you know what to do at that point. As far as shipping goes, I'm going to take care of all the shipping costs. So the price you bid is the price you pay. How do you pay? You pay this way. If you want to pay with Zelle or PayPal, you can pay at stewpluback@msn.com. If you want to use Cash App, it's $stewpluback. And I will accept check or money order. Don't make it out to Stu Pluback. There's that. And of course, you send it to my P.O. Box. P.O. Box 171, Russell, Illinois 60075. Those are the payment methods that I take. And anything else? It's open to US and Canada only. Sorry, can't do global. I got to pay the shipping costs. So, and I've had people say, well, I'll pay more for the shipping costs. Well, now all of a sudden, my prices are no longer going to be that good if we got to add all these other charges on them. So, yeah, it's just the way that I prefer to do it. US and Canada only. Sorry, rest of the world. Just trying to keep everything in ways that I can control. All right. What do we have this week? Item number 1. It's FR1860C. Yes, one of those. No, let me show you. This is a Federal Reserve Bank of Philadelphia $10 note. It's an FRBN, Federal Reserve Bank note. This was put out in, you can see here, in series of 1929. This was put out essentially due to the Great Depression. They were trying to get an influx of money in, and this was a way for the federal government to try to get rid of the national banknotes. You can see here it's done on what's a national currency plate. So rather than having all the individual banks sponsoring the bills and putting up money, this way the actual Federal Reserve banks themselves would be backing the money. There's a whole story behind that I'm not going to get into. Polar Currency did a great job of explaining all that stuff, so you can go check out what he had to say there. I am simply selling the note. Now, this particular one, it's not mint. It's definitely circulated. Taking a look at the back, you can see it's handled, it's creased. It's probably in that 8 to 10 range. I don't want to call it a low serial number because it starts with a couple zeros, so we're not going to say that. But it is a Federal Reserve Bank note from Philadelphia. And let's see. In a grade 8, it books at $40. In a 20, it books at $60. Remember, my price includes shipping. And if you are interested in this particular note, you can have it for that $40. $40 and it's yours. Remember, 5 of that goes for shipping, so it's like you're getting this for $35 plus $5 shipping and handling. $40, and this FRBN is yours. That is number 1 this week. Number 2. This is pretty cool. This is from 1928. It's a $20 bill from 1928, and look at the reserve. It's the Minneapolis Reserve. Number 9 represents Minneapolis. 9 was District I or District 9, so you can see all the 9s on there. Minneapolis is notoriously one of the ones that is always short printed. This 20, condition-wise, has great eye appeal, but it does, when you look into it, a little bit of dirt there. You can see a fold here. You can see it has been folded down the center at least once. Looking at the back, much better to see all the folds. So you have that standard what looks like a trifold, and one across there. But looking at the front, you can see that it's not very deep. So looking at the note on this side, once again, has great eye appeal. This side of the note lets you know a little bit better about condition. The $20 1928, of course, with the numeral here instead of the letter, and of course the redeemable in gold obligation. One of the cool notes that a lot of collectors want to see, and most certainly from the right Federal Reserve. This particular one is FR 2050I in a very fine 20. It's $55. Choice uncirculated. This is a $300 note. You know me, I'm not asking that much for it. 50 bucks and it's yours. $50, that includes shipping, so not even the price of a 20. Great note to have. That one is number 2. Number 3. I have another American Banknote Company Specimen note. It says here, series of 1929. You can see Specimen here. 10. It doesn't say dollars, so to call it a $10 note would be inaccurate. What this was the American Banknote Company producing a few specimen notes to show the BEP what they can do. Now, you can actually feel the texture of the printing on this note if you take it out of the sleeve. And it's actually kind of done in reverse. This was designed to be the front of the bill, but they printed it in green. And this was designed to be the back of the note, which they did in black. When you compare that to our notes, most of the ink on the front is black, and all of the ink on the back is green. So they did it in an opposite pattern. One of the things about the specimen notes is so many of them have these roller marks. That is from a roller in the printing process moving the paper and the roller getting a little bit of ink on it. So you do see these roller marks quite often on these specimens. Just trying to zoom in on here. Now, I don't think that this was done in 1929. It does say series of 1929 on there, but I think they were just putting a series date on there. All the design elements are very reminiscent of what we currently have, or at least had for small size currency. And I don't think there's a watermark in the paper. Just trying to shine a little bit of light through there. Anyway, the specimen notes, I've seen these at shows for anywhere from $150 to $200. We're not going that much on that. This particular specimen note, if you are interested, from the American Banknote Company, we are going to do 85 bucks. $85, and it is yours. That is number 3. Number 4, another large size note. Well, I should say a large size note. This, I know it's in rough shape, but you have to consider what it is. This is a 1923 $1 legal tender. The $1 red seal, the last large size red seal that you're going to find. At a glance, it looks just like the silver certificate, but that would have a blue seal. This is a United States note, not a silver certificate. That means that there was a law passed saying the U.S. must have so much money in circulation. That is how legal tenders came to be. That is the legal portion of legal tender. But these red seals, these were actually pretty tough to come by. Now, I know you're looking at this, looking at the condition. Yeah, it's missing a corner there too. You're wondering, well, what could possibly be so cool about this? Well, like I said, because of how rare they are, these notes have a much higher value than you'd expect. Let's see. This one is FR40, 1923 $1 legal tender. And in a VG8, this book's at 150 bucks in an 8. And this is about an 8. So yeah, even in this condition, that's what you're talking for a price range. I'm not going to be letting it go for that. I'm looking at my notes here. VG8's 150 in a fine 12. It's $200. But we aren't going to go that high. In fact, we're not even going to go triple digits. If you want the red seal, I'm not going to charge you that $150 for a VG8. You can have this for 95 bucks. 95 and it's yours. You can check off one of the tougher to get red seals. The 1923. Like I said, at a glance, it looks like the silver certificate, so it's cool to pair this with silver certificate, but it's not. It's the legal tender. That one is number 4. $95. So 95, 85, 50, and 40. All right. Number 5. I have a pair of notes. This is from 1928, and it's a legal tender. It's a $5 legal tender. And these go for $15 to $25 or so in this particular grade. But what's cool about this note is what I paired it with. I paired it with a 1928 star. So you are getting the $5 regular note and you're getting the $5 star note from the 1928 legal tender series. Yeah, you get them both. It's cool to have one or the other, but to have them both, now you've got the complete set, essentially. Star notes have been gaining popularity, especially since the BEP is talking about not producing any more star notes, which is creating a much bigger demand for the star notes that are currently out there. A red seal star note, and one from 1928, the very first year we had the small size notes, is certainly a note that's in demand. If I remember off the top of my head, this $5 bill is somewhere in the, let's see, I think a VG8 was $100 and a 20 was $220 compared to this that's $12 to $25. Anyway, I'm talking about for the pair of notes here. On the pair, you can have the pair for $135. $135 and you get both the star and the regular. And let's see, this is the regular note just to show you the back of it. Once again, the regular, the back of it, so you can get a better idea of condition. And then the star note, here's the front, definitely creased. Here's the back, creased, a little dirty. Not trying to hide anything. And once again, side by side. The regular note is in better condition than the star. Not that the star is in bad condition, and they are a little bit off color-wise, but they are that old, so I just wanted to compare the color right here. Once again, for the pair of 5s, we are talking $135. And finally, number 6 this week. I pulled out an old $100 bill. Yep, 1934 $100 bill. It is the light green seal. And this one's pretty nice. This one is real nice. Slightly off cut from top to bottom. Not an error. Actually reduces the grade. So this will not grade a 65. Probably, I want to check. I don't want to try to put a grade on it, because once you get into those high grades, you're talking about huge differences in prices. And I wanted to look it over real good under the light. I'm not seeing a whole lot here, that's for sure. Looks like, is that just a little bit of handling mark there? I want to look at this with my naked eye. This one's nice. This one's pretty good. Yep. Anyway, I'm not going to put a number on it, because like I said, the difference between one number and another could be huge. This is what I can tell you, that the FR is, what is it, 2152G, and it's the light green seal. In a 20, it's $150, and in a choice uncirculated 63, it's $275. Oh, sorry about that. Bumped the camera. So you're talking, as a 20, $150. This is much, much better than a 20. I'm not going to call it choice uncirculated, but that would be $275 if it was. Price on this one, $175 and it's yours. I think that's a steal for this particular note. $175 for the 1934 $100 green seal, light green seal. So that one is number 6. All right, so that concludes all the items for this week. I'm going to go through this video within an hour or so, and I will make another video showing the comments so there's no debate as to who got what and when, because that seemed to work out pretty good. All right, guys, have fun, leave lots of comments, and I'll talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.